Hi, my name is Demetrius Milling. Welcome to Love Cooperative Farm here in Mansfield, Georgia. We've been doing business selling certified organic produce and transplants to home gardeners and other growers since 2008. During the summer, we have around 14 full-time staff members. We have 4 worker owners here, and we also have some great marketing people, about 3 or 4, that help us out a year round. We grow mainly leafy greens such as kale, collards, lettuce, and we also grow tomatoes, cucumbers, squash, and other things year-round, depending on the season. We mainly sell our produce through a CSA, which stands for Community Supported Agriculture, where we have around 350 members in the Metro Atlanta area. We also sell wholesale to other aggregators and restaurants here in the Atlanta area as well. Today, we'll be covering soil tests and fertilizer recommendations. We'll go over why soil tests are essential, how to take the soil samples, and how to make sense of those results once you receive them. It's really essential that you understand what you're looking at, so that way you can match your fertilizer to your soil's needs and grow great crops with the right timing and the right fertilizer. So stick around with us. We're gonna have a step-by-step guide on how to do these things. By the end of this video, you'll have the confidence to make informed decisions on how to feed your soil and have healthy yields. Healthy crops always start with healthy soil. But how do you know if what your crop needs is actually there in the soil? That's where soil test comes in. Just looking at your healthy, beautiful, rich soil won't really tell the whole story. A soil test will allow you to know if you have too much of a nutrient or maybe too little. This will help prevent you from over-fertilizing and using more inputs than you actually need. When you receive your soil test, it'll give you your precise pH level. It'll also let you know what nutrients are available and what organic matter your soil has. Having this information will allow you to fertilize correctly, and it'll help you prevent over-fertilizing, negatively affecting the environment. It is highly recommended that once a year you take a soil test on your farm. Here at Love is Love, we take soil tests twice a year because of our low potassium levels. Taking a soil test is recommended no matter what your experience on your farm is. For longtime farmers, it could be that some of your fertilizers have high phosphorus and you have too much phosphorus built up in your soils. For new farmers on that new piece of land, it could be that you need to add more lime and it's too acidic. Remember, for vegetable farming, we're looking for 6.5 to 7 on our pH levels. So it is important that everyone, once a year, takes a soil test. Now that we know why soil testing is important, let's walk through the process of collecting a proper sample. The goal is to get a good representation of the soil in your field. A single scoop won't cut it. You'll want multiple samples from different spots within your sampling field. This will give you an average representation of that field, and you'll want to do this for each field that you're testing. Think 4 to 5 scoops per field. You'll need a soil probe or shovel, a clean bucket, and sample bags labeled with your field name and location. Collect the top 6 inches of soil for standard crop testing and take 10 to 15 samples per acre. Mix your samples in a bucket together. Once mixed, take about a pint of soil and place it into your labeled bag. Often on your soil test results, there'll be recommendations near the bottom. These will have numbers like 10, 10, 10, 8, 12, 4. These numbers, the 3 numbers, represent your nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. I do want to caution that the recommendations often are not organic fertilizers. To get a better grade of organic fertilizers, you want to consult your distributor or local extension office. To address the recommended change in units, I use an online fertilizer calculator, a free resource from the University of Georgia. It provides a recommendation based on the best and most cost-effective combination of 1 or more fertilizer grades. The calculator's recommendations are based on available grades, application rate, and area. It gives a score that represents how well a fertilizer recommendation matches the soil test report recommendation. This is where we store our fertilizer. We like to buy in bulk because of the amount of fertilizer that we throw out, and it's also really cost effective. Not all fertilizers are the same. The size of fertilizer particles can affect how they spread and how well they work for your crops. Large granular fertilizers are heavier and spread further when broadcasted. They're ideal for mechanical spreaders like this cone spreader because they ensure an even distribution over large areas. However, they take longer to break down, so they release nutrients over a longer period of time. Fine particle fertilizers, on the other hand, dissolve quickly, making them great for quick nutrient absorption. They are spread by hand or mixed with water for foliar application. Try to match the size of granulars when mixing. Fine particles do not distribute well when mixed with large granulars. Avoid applying fertilizers on windy days to prevent drift and uneven distribution. And there you have it. Remember, before you apply any fertilizer to your soil, make sure you have a soil test. This prevents you from over-fertilizing or under-fertilizing your crop. Once you have your soil test results, follow them carefully. Remember to follow the recommendations by crop and fertilizer type. To do this on our farm, we use the Fertilizer Calculator and the recommendation chart. You can find that in the links listed below. Understanding your soil test, what equipment you have to distribute your fertilizer, and what fertilizer fits best with your equipment to distribute are really important. They can have huge impacts on your yields. So choose wisely. Make sure that you test your soil once a year and make sure that you choose your fertilizer correctly based on the soil test results. Once you do that, your crops will be thriving.